Today we will discuss about mandible. Mandible is the largest and strongest bone of the face. It is only movable bone of the skull. So this is the mandible. It consists of two parts: body of the mandible, which is horseshoe shape, and two rami. These are the two rami of the mandible. Now body has two surface: outer surface and inner surface, two borders: inferior border and superior border. Superior border, also known as alveolar process, which bears sockets for the lower teeth, and inferior border of the body, also known as the base of the mandible. Body of the mandible is made up by two half of mandible in the midline, which is known as the symphysis menti. So symphysis menti represent the fusion of two half of the mandible in the midline. Symphysis menti in the lower part enclose a protuberance which is known as the mental protuberance, and mental protuberance laterally limited by the mental tubercle. So these are the mental tubercles. Oblique line which extend from the anterior border of the ramus of the mandible, extend downwards and forwards below the mental foramen up to the mental tubercles. This one is the mental foramen. Mental foramen lies below the interval between two premolars. Mental nerve and vessels emerge through it. Now internal surface of the mandible. In the midline, just opposite the symphysis menti, here is a two pairs of tubercles which are known as genial tubercles. Upper one is the superior genial tubercle and lower one is the inferior genial tubercle. And here is the mylohyoid line which extend from the from below the third molar and runs downwards up to the inferior genial tubercle. So this is the mylohyoid line. Above the anterior part of the mylohyoid line, here is the shallow depression which is known as the sublingual fossa. Sublingual gland present here, and below the posterior part of the mylohyoid line, here is the submandibular fossa. Superficial part of the submandibular gland lies here. Now superior border of the body of the mandible. Superior border of the also known as the alveolar process, and inferior border also known as the base of the mandible. In the inferior border, on either side of the midline, here is the two fossa, digastric fossa. Anterior belly of the digastric muscle arise from this fossa. Now ramus of the mandible. Ramus of the mandible is vertically arranged. It has two surface: lateral surface and medial surface. This one is the medial surface and this one is the lateral surface. Four borders: anterior border, superior border which is in the form of a notch, and posterior border. Posterior border is thick, it is related to the parotid gland, and inferior border. This one is the inferior border. Inferior border of the ramus continuous with the inferior border of the body of mandible. And ramus has two process: condylar process and coronoid process. Lateral surface of the ramus. Lateral surface of the ramus is flat, and here some oblique ridges are present which is produced by the masseter muscle. Masseter muscle is the mastication muscle. And anterior border of the ramus is sharp and it is continuous with the oblique line of body. Superior border, it is in the form of notch. Mesenteric nerve and mesenteric vessels are passed through this notch. Posterior border of the ramus, this is the thick and is related to the parotid gland. Inferior border. Now medial surface of the ramus. This is the medial surface of the ramus. Little above the medial surface, little above the center, here is the mandibular foramen. So this is the mandibular foramen. In mandibular foramen leads into a mandibular canal which is present inside the body, and this canal open outside in as a mental foramen. Inferior alveolar nerve and vessels enter in this foramen. At the anterior margin of the mandibular foramen, here is the tongue-like projection which is known as the lingula. Inferior end of the spinomandibular ligament attached to this lingula. And at the lower part of the mandibular foramen, here is a groove which extends up to the posterior end of the mylohyoid line. This is the mylohyoid line. This groove is known as the mylohyoid groove. And posterior-inferior part of the mandibular foramen, here is the rough area and oblique ridges which are produced by the insertion of the medial pterygoid muscles. Now, condylar process. This is the condylar process. Upper end of the condylar process is expanded and it form a joint with mandibular fossa of the temporal bone and form temporomandibular joint. Just below the head of here is the constricted part which is known as the neck of the mandible, and on the anterior aspect of the neck, here is the fossa which is known as the pterygoid fovea or pterygoid fossa. Here is the pterygoid fovea. Coronoid process. Coronoid process is a triangular bony plate which has tip, anterior border, posterior border, lateral surface and medial surface. Tip and anterior border and medial surface, here is the insertion of the temporalis muscle. Basically, coronoid process is formed by the pulling of the temporalis muscle. Temporalis muscle is also masticatory muscle. Now, attachment of muscles. First of all, body. This is the oblique line. Posterior part of the oblique line give origin buccinator muscle. This is buccinator muscle. And anterior part of the oblique line give two muscle of the face, depressor anguli oris and depressor labii inferioris. And inferior border, here is the insertion of the platysma muscle. And inner surface, mylohyoid line give origin mylohyoid muscles, and this is the sublingual position of the sublingual gland, and this is the position of the submandibular gland. Posterior most part of the mylohyoid line give origin superior constrictor muscle. So this is the superior constrictor muscles. Now ligaments relate. Now, ramus of the mandible. Four masticatory muscles: temporalis, medial pterygoid, lateral pterygoid, and masseter muscle. All four muscles insert to the ramus of the mandible. So, this is the masseter muscle. Insertion of the masseter muscles. Tip and anterior border, medial surface. Here is the insertion of the temporalis muscle, and in the fovea, pterygoid fovea, here is the insertion of the lateral pterygoid muscle. Inner surface, here is the insertion of the medial pterygoid muscles. Now angle of the mandible. This is the angle of the mandible which is formed by the in posterior border of the ramus and inferior border of the ramus. So angle of the mandible is the meeting point of posterior border of the ramus and inferior border of the ramus. It is 110 degree in adult and 140 degree in old age and newborn. Now related to the mandible, mental nerve and mental vessels emerge through this foramen, mental foramen, and masseteric nerve and masseteric vessels related to here. Mandibular foramen. In inferior alveolar nerve and vessels enter through these foramens, run into the mandibular canal and emerge through the mental foramen as a mental nerve and vessels. In the mylohyoid groove, mylohyoid nerve and vessels runs in this groove. Here, medial side of the third molar and above the posterior part of the mylohyoid line, here is the location of lingual nerve, which is covered by the mucous membrane. So these are the important nerve which are related to the mandible. And now ligaments related mandible. At the angle, here is the attachment of the stylomandibular ligament between styloid process and mandible. At the lingula, here is the attachment in inferior end of the lower end of the spinomandibular ligament, and the posterior to third molar, here is the green line. So the pterygomandibular raphe and lateral aspect of the neck of the mandible, here is the attachment of the lateral temporomandibular ligament of the TMJ. So this is about all about mandible. Thank you.